Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This episode of the APDC is brought to you by The Transformers Reanimated. Based on the original cartoon series, The Transformers Reanimated bridges the gap between the end of the seminal second season and the 1986 movie that defined the childhood of millions of us. Some people even made whole podcasts about it. Authors Yoshi and Greg are releasing each issue of their comic series along with the cover art by today's top Transformers artists free of charge for your reading and nostalgia pleasure. Don't have the time nor inclination to read? We've got you covered because you can download the audio read-throughs of each issue. Aaron, Caleb, Mike Seibert, and I recorded the Christmas Carol episode, issue 5, with Greg and Yoshi, and I'll tell you, that speak and spell character at the end is a real delight. Check out their first 5 issues now, with many more to come, by visiting TransformersReanimated.com. That's TransformersReanimated.com. One more time, that's TransformersReanimated.com. Now, on with the show.
I'm assuming this is going to get crazy. Sorry, Ryan.
Yeah, me too. That's all right. I can take these off.
This is a slow burner.
You know what they call that?
This is some creepy shit.
Boring.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Autopod Decepticast. This is your bi-weekly podcast that delivers an episode-by-episode breakdown of the original G1 series. This is our episode 117, and we're covering episode 13 of the Transformers G1 series today, and that episode is called The Ultimate Doom Part 3. And I'm your host, Aaron, and guys, it's the holidays. It's been a rough week. I don't have an intro. Let's take it back to the old school times where I didn't put in the effort to do something nostalgic and creative up front here. And just, why don't you tell everybody your names? But to keep it exciting, please introduce yourself with the very best impression of whatever Transformer you can imitate.
Okay. Hi, my name's Ryan. Wow, Daddy-o.
All right, here's mine.
Caleb say,
Oh, God.
I'm ready to play. Okay.
Very well done.
Very good. Good job. Good job, Caleb, for sure.
Oh,
That was your worst version of jazz I've ever
well,
heard.
you sprung it on me. I wasn't ready. You know what you are? It's a big piece of shit.
Oh, man. Well, luckily we had a jam-packed episode last time with all kinds of fun.
Hijinks.
Hijinks.
Hijinks and stuff. This is off to a rockin' start.
we had a lot of fun stuff to talk about because we had just done Transformers Reanimated, which the listener no doubt heard from our promotional activity at the top of the episode, as well as the fun Christmas gifts. I relayed my Home Alone story, so we're kind of just getting right to it this episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're recording at 11 p.m.
Well,
so
the preface
true.
that we started 8 hours ago.
Oh God, this is a full-time
no
day.
6.5, 11 to 6.5 hours ago. We started at 4:30.
6.5. Okay.
Still a long time.
Yeah.
The point is, it's been a long day. We kicked off the day recording with Mike Seibert and Yoshi from Transmissions and Greg from Unfunding Nerd Tangent doing their Christmas episode
To be
of
clear,
Transformers
Mike Seibert is
Reanimated.
from Mike Seibert Radio, and Yoshi is from Transmissions. They're not on the show together.
Oh, thanks for clearing that up. And
Greg from Unfunny Nerd
Yep.
Tangent.
I'm pretty sure I got that one right.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Anyway, we recorded that. That was about a 2.5 hour session. Then we recorded episode 116 of our own podcast. That was a 2-hour session. We're on fumes, and we've been drinking the whole time.
So,
Buckle up,
just to
everyone.
put that in, we're just front loading the expectation of how well this
Yeah.
episode's gonna go.
We're really good, and this is a perfect transition to a reminder for those of us who love our show so much. Because of the high quality content that we put out so consistently, hey, Patreon, fun, exclusive, art, commission, booty, gossip, access, buttons, excitement, personal, posters, gratitude. Thank you. Patreon.com/APodDcast.
Perfect. It's just a list of buzzwords. I love it.
Ryan, what are we drinking this week?
All right, sir. Yeah, this is, I guess technically this is maybe our New Year's Eve episode, but I made a kind of a holiday drink here. We have an ancient Cybertronian wassail bowl.
Wassail bowl?
It says bowl.
Okay. You know, you don't have to stick to the convention of the original name that closely if you don't want to.
It's a little fucking late to tell me that now, Aaron. It's just basically the name of it is the Ancient Wassail Bowl from an ancient Elizabethan formula circa 1602, and truly notable for its exceeding mildness. In Saxon times,
1602.
1602, baby.
I don't think they'd discovered flavor yet.
Mostly salt.
That's it.
This in Saxon times, this was customary of the wassail bowl at feast days was an important ceremony, and later it became an accepted custom at Christmas Eve when minstrels or choirs or village singers went about singing carols and when there was a candle lit in the window. This is also a lot of times in feudal castles and manor houses. So the recipe is 1/2 grated nutmeg or 2 teaspoons powdered or grated ginger, 1 teaspoon, 6 whole cloves, 1 inch of cinnamon stick, 1 cup of sugar, 6 egg yolks and 3 egg whites, 6 apples, cored but not pared, 1/4 teaspoon of mace, and a cup of water, and then 2 quarts of sherry or Madeira wine.
What is mace?
It's a spice. It's in the family of like nutmeg and like cloves and like that kind of allspice kind of area.
It feels wintry.
Yeah. Okay, take all these spices and cover them with cold water. Fetch to a bowl, adding wine and sugar. Let it heat up, and meanwhile, in the wassail bowl, break in 6 yolks and 3 egg whites. Beat up. When the wine is warm, not boiling, mix in a teacupful with the egg. Basically, you're just, mixing it in with the egg slowly so that you don't turn it into scrambled eggs, and then you pour it in there, and then you fill the cored apples with sugar, sprinkle a little of the spice, and roast until nearly done. I just roasted them in the oven with some brown sugar, basically. There is an apple at the bottom of your glass if you get down to it.
I'm going to get down to it.
Time these, throw those in the bowl, and then serve the whole thing very hot. Some stout hearts add a tumbler full of good cognac brandy to the whole, and we, after tasting the business, heartily agree with them.
Some what?
Some stout hearts.
Oh, okay.
What'd you think I said?
I don't know. Stout hots.
Some stout hearts. Hey, I'm from Long Island.
Here we go. Oh, we didn't dink it.
Cheers.
So they discovered cinnamon apparently in the 1600s. My cinnamon stick fell into my beverage.
That's all right. That was just for the picture.
Okay, this is a warm beverage. Caleb's already tried it before I sip it. Caleb, give me
really
your.
good.
Yeah.
Like this could make. I'd like to drink this. This is just perfect for a cold night.
This is basically like a delicious hot cider.
Yeah, it kind of is very creamy because of the eggs and like buttery. And
I'm gonna probably go to sleep now in about 3 minutes.
yeah, I've had this in the
nice.
slow cooker outside when I put this together when we started recording at 4:30 this afternoon.
Really, really good.
This is THICC.
This is good. Woo! I recommend this if you have the time and inclination.
This has got to be a 700-calorie cocktail.
The only thing that's really, there's nothing really fattening in it.
But it's sweet. It's not.
There's sugar.
It's not like crazy sweet, but it's sweet.
There's just sugar. The only thing that makes it creamy is like the eggs. So
God, that's good.
Eggs have calories.
Everything's
yes, you're correct.
I'm not worrying about calories right
It's
now.
like you're basically eating an egg and a half. Well, actually, no, because we still have like probably enough for another glass of this. So each.
And the egg is just,
Really?
It's not cooked, or it is cooked, but how does it
it's
stay
coddled
smooth?
mainly. Well, basically because whenever to make it not cook or into scrambled eggs, it's kind of like the way I can't remember. There's a term for it, but like you have the eggs in a bowl and then you put it like a little bit of the hot liquid
Like
in
a
there.
hollandaise?
Yes, exactly. And then you well, not exactly because it's not over a double boiler, but then. God, I wish I could remember the term, but then you mix that up and you add a little more of the hot liquid. You mix that up until the eggs are like almost the same temperature of the beverage, but they haven't been hard cooked. So then you
Okay.
pour it in there, and so they stay like a liquid texture.
Okay. Well, mission accomplished. I mean, this is
Yeah,
Thank
perfectly
you.
smooth. Holy shit, this might
And
be.
there's enough for more. There's enough.
There's enough for some more. At least half of another glass for each of
We
us.
can't
so.
let that go to waste.
It's I put it on the keep warm setting.
Excellent.
This might be my favorite drink that you've put out here. It is unique. I've never had anything like it.
Right.
It is very unique and well executed.
Thank you.
I could see how you could fuck this up, and you did not.
Right.
Thank you.
Smooth. I feel like if I had a cold, this would cure it.
It's also very alcoholic.
Good.
Tastes great. It is filling also.
Yes.
Tastes great. More filling.
I like the glass. It's just Ryan's serving them in a solid aluminum cylinder that's
Yep.
been like milled.
I think these glasses are intended to keep drinks cold, but they have
The same principle works.
added benefit of keeping it hot as well. Okay, let's go in. We've got a shout out, fellas.
Oh shit.
Yeah, last week you'll recall I provided an international shout out that Robinus Prime, of course, gave us. This is another international shout out.
Okay.
This is what I missed.
Oh, no.
This one goes way back.
I didn't do this one, did I?
No, no, you didn't. This one goes way back to the season of spring of this year. A 5-star iTunes review out of Australia. We suck Australia's dick so hard.
Because they seem to love us.
We need to pick. We need to pick another country and suck
You know,
its dick.
instead
for a
of
little
going
while.
to TF Nation, we should go to a TF some kind of TF conference in fucking Australia.
I don't think they've had one. We should start one.
TF Nation.
TF Nation.
What would they call it, Ryan?
trans.
You're doing Kennedy.
Yeah, I did go Massachusetts. I don't know why.
We are 3 failed voice actors.
Austral bots.
We're a Google search away.
I do know that on there is an Australian Transformers group that we've dealt with in the past a little.
Dealt with sounds like we smacked him down or something.
We had to show him what was up.
Oh look,
Planet Sabertron. This is a tripod website, so that's dubious. Ozformers.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Sabretron, pronounced
Sabre.
S-A-B-R-E. The 2004 seems to be in the last bit of activity
so that
for
is-
the Toy Fair Australia 2019. That's a Hasbro thing.
Let's do it.
Is there not a Australian Transformers convention? Ozformers. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. What is up with that, Greg? Michael,
Yeah, Greg.
give us the lowdown on what's happening. Do we
Plovers.
need to? Is this a business opportunity?
Yeah.
We could corner the market.
Australia has a lot of big cities.
Yes.
Well, it's like
Tier
3.
1s. 3 tier 1s in a small
You've got Perth. You got Melbourne. You got
Sydney. Name one other one.
Canberra.
Is that real?
I think so.
that was on the Canberra was on the
Listen, that
The
was
thing that
months
we did.
ago.
You got Alice Springs. The Australians will think that's funny.
Okay.
I'm just saying that this could be a business opportunity for us to get together and make it happen.
Beans believing.
How much money do you think TFCon makes?
I gotta imagine the profit margin is slim.
You think?
I don't know about that. I think they probably make pretty good bank.
You think so?
Yes.
I don't know how that works. But
Them
they
as in
do
the
pay.
owners, the organizers, the Colin, who we work. I mean, technically we work for free.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, not even technically, and not even for free. We pay them.
How do we pay? Oh, that's right. We need to get a free entry out of this. What's wrong
That's
with
what
us?
we talked about last time, where it's like you guys can come anytime you want.
Of course you can.
They pay like Flint Dilley and them, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they pay
have
for
They
it.
must.
Absolutely.
I think every voice actor and I think everybody that's connected to the brand gets paid to be there on top of whatever they make signing autographs
Right.
on their table. I wonder if they give them tables for free. I bet they don't have to pay for their
I
tables.
doubt it.
And
Because they're a draw.
I know
Right.
it depends on but I've heard like from the show Comic Book Men and like the Tell 'em Steve Dave podcast and on whenever Comic Book Men did go to Comic Cons, and they're not a huge brand, so it was probably different. But like they had to make a certain amount, and then they'd get paid or something. It was
Right.
weird.
right. Interesting. Our 5-star review from Australia
Yep.
is from none other than our friend G. Tansley. I don't know if he wants to sing his first name. That's Greg Tansley from.
First name is pretty public.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about him a million times, so I'm sure he's not really. It was a
Our
joke.
Our guy Greg,
Yeah.
Unfunny Nerd
So
Tantrum.
thank you, Greg. He says his headline is, "It'll light your darkest hour." You don't like it?
I like it. I
I
don't
like
like the way your accent was choice. Never mind. It was perfect.
Always fun, irrelevant.
always.
That is probably more true than what he actually wrote. Always fun, irreverent, and sometimes downright absurd. I wouldn't have it any other way. For Transformers fans, by Transformers fans, this podcast details a minute-by-minute breakdown of the 86 animated movie while veering off on some hilarious tangents on the way. Aaron's always appreciated alliterative annotating. See what he did there?
Mm-hmm.
Ryan's ability to channel dead celebrities with the darkest and dirtiest of sidetracks. And Caleb's outright disgust at being made to take part. Really bring this podcast to the top of the proverbial planet of junk heap. But seriously, a fun show with likable hosts that is sure to entertain.
Oh, that was nice. And we just totally did not see it for almost a year.
When I
thanks, Greg.
found it, I texted you guys and I said, have we ever talked about Greg's?
And I was very helpful.
What did you say?
I said, well, you could just ask him.
Because
I didn't know.
I totally meant to ask him when we were recording today, and I forgot. So if we've already said this,
You got
Greg,
another bite at the apple.
you got another bite of the apple. But if
or
we
we're
didn't,
sorry.
I searched. I have Windows 10, as many.
Oh, shit, brag.
And anyway, I did a search in my Autopod Decepticast folder for his name, and it didn't come up in any of my scripts. But I've also accidentally saved over some scripts because I'll use the previous one as a template, and then sometimes I'll fuck up. So I'm just not sure.
Okay. Thanks for your review, Greg.
Greg, we still like you. No matter what, we just like you. We were commenting on how funny you were on the recording today.
Mm-hmm.
He is a quick wit.
Yes.
So if you like quick
Also,
wits,
bird hater.
No. He's a plover hater
And Ben
and a
Chicken.
Ben chicken hater.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other birds out there that he doesn't really.
That rub him the wrong way.
Yeah.
you know, we've never talked about this. I fucking hate seagulls.
Why?
Yeah, I don't
Seagulls
get that.
Are the worst fucking bird in.
It's because whenever we went to Mexico in 1999, a seagull stole his sandwich, and he's never forgiven.
right out of my fucking
the
hand.
species.
What kind of
We were out on the beach,
Yeah.
like probably a ham sandwich. Nothing. It was Ryan and Jason Wolf and me. We were just out on the beach, and we were just having a little boys' vacation. And we made some sandwiches. We poured ourselves some wine. We were all going to chill. And I was getting ready to take a bite out of it. And it literally swooped between my mouth and my fingers and took the sandwich right out of my goddamn hand.
It was
Then
awesome.
It flew about 10 feet away from me, landed on the beach, started eating it. And then 900 other seagulls just descended upon him. And they all just tore my sandwich apart like a wildebeest.
It was amazing.
They swooped you like a dickhead.
That was the very definition of
Oh
that.
god, it was so awesome.
Seagulls are not good.
I like them.
I don't like Canada geese.
We've talked about this. What's up with Canada geese?
Well, they're nasty.
They're nasty.
That's why I like them.
Where I used to work, for some reason, our building at our warehouse was like a consolidation point for them, and they would hang out on the roof. It was a flat roof.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've told this before, but they would run around up there fighting each other, and you could hear them like running around on the roof, and they would shit while they're up there. They
Sure.
would shit in the parking lot. They would shit everywhere, but they shit a lot on the roof. And when a big rain would come, it would wash all of the you'd have like a tidal wave of goose shit that would just wash over the edge of the building and all over the parking lot below. They're mean. You'd go like you'd go towards them, trying to
Call
shoot
you
them away.
names.
Yeah, they'd fucking pull out switchblades and shit. They'd honk.
like
they'd
snap
honk,
dancing at you.
They'd honk at you and not move.
Hmm.
Like they would block. They would get between you and your truck.
Almost like they're just an animal.
Yeah, but they
Animals
still
can be
suck.
dickheads.
They still
I
suck.
Disagree.
Oh my god, they still suck.
I have no. There's no part of me that's like, I don't like this specific animal.
Yeah.
I don't understand that perspective, but that's
but
just
you're a
me.
nature boy. You had possums living in your house.
I love animals.
I open up your cutlery drawer and there'll be mice running around.
Not
in there.
anymore.
Not
I never
anymore,
saw
sure.
mice in his cutlery drawer, but I did.
This
see,
is you're describing a specific
I
house.
did see mouse turds in the cutlery drawer.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Anyway, Greg, thank you for putting that support out there for us, and of course, you can listen to Greg on Unfunny Nerd Tangent and Transformers Reanimated. Last episode recap: Cybertron is in Earth's orbit. Natural disasters abound. Dinos stop a tidal wave. Sparkplug still hates Spike. The Autobots head to Cybertron to save him. Sparkplug and Spike reunite on Cybertron. Sparkplug still hates him and sets off an alarm. But now, let's get into the ultimate doom.
My
Part
favorite
3.
wrench.
Airing November 17th, 1984, guys. Let's get into it.
Do it.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you psyched? Are you ready?
Fuck yeah.
Ozformers since 1996.
Ozformers, if you're out there, contact us.
Hit us up.
If you fly us out to Australia, we will do our shtick live. We've got a thing. Check us out. YouTube, Autopod Decepticast. Let's just promote it all.
Shit, yeah.
After Victor Caroli.
The way they catch this up, I'm sorry, Aaron. The way they catch this up makes it looks like B falls into the lava in Mount St. Hilary.
On the TF, looking at the TF Wiki page, they list several instances in both this episode and the part 2 of the dubious editing where they took scenes, clips from the current episode that they were getting ready to show and mixed it in with pieces from the prior episode, I guess to make things look more exciting. Sure. I think what you saw was something that actually happens in this episode mixed in with B falling down.
I think,
or maybe it was
no,
two
it
things.
was both
no, it was
from
two
last.
Things from, you're right.
They just mashed them together to make it look like something happened. They didn't. But then also, I read that too, and there's something where it's like something from episode 3 was put into the preview from episode 2, and it's just very weird.
Yes. We open on Cybertron. That alarm that you'll recall that Sparkplug set off. It's hot. Spike is crying. Sparkplug pensively asks for forgiveness. Is he still in there?
I don't understand. So also, Sparkplug asks for forgiveness here.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was very weird. Like, he's never shown anything like that before. And then they run away, but since they know it's the Hypno chip, why don't they just kidnap Sparkplug and take him with them?
Yeah, they could have done that.
I don't think ahead.
And B runs face first into Shockwave's crotch.
Yeah, no time to debate that because they're going to go and, right into Shockwave. But Bumblebee's on the ground. Shockwave and Soundwave, some Seekers. They're not Seekers that we know. I think they're supposed to be Cybertronian Seekers that have been left behind. They're slightly different color schemes and color arrangements than the ones that we know from
I didn't
Earth.
even notice that.
Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, they are.
One is more grayish blue, and the other is more of a pure blue than a Thundercracker.
Also, just from that previous thing, real quick, I will say that with Shockwave's tits, I don't think he can even see Bumblebee.
He is Zoftig.
He's got that boob shelf.
How come no Transformers had what do you call it? Muffin tops.
Fupas?
Fupas.
I don't know. I feel like Sea Spray's a little dumpy.
All right, so the Brawn at this point, he single-handedly...
Goddamn, Brawn has hands for everybody. This is awesome.
Yeah. He knocks all the Seekers out right before popping Soundwave in the chest.
And this fucking animation is so cool, where Brawn spins around with the gun and shoots Soundwave. It's really fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I'm going to say that
very
through this
dynamic.
episode a lot. I love the animation in this one.
Yeah.
A lot of the angles are great. The action is great, and I just... It's so good.
What I don't understand is that Toei, however that is pronounced,
Yep.
is listed as the animation studio for all 3 of these episodes. But I do feel like it's distinct. Each one is distinct in its
We've
own
had
way.
that conversation before where there's probably different animation houses.
Who they farmed them out to.
And some of them farms are better than others.
Right, but Toei is supposedly the one it was farmed out to. Unless
I
they're
just mean
farming, they could farm
I
it
think
out
that-
themselves even further.
Yeah, I think they might
felt
be.
like it.
Different people within that studio are doing different parts, and straight up, some are just better than others. Probably some are under different time constraints, and
Right.
And you might just have different teams within the building.
Some days are better than others.
That's right.
We all know that.
Well, Caleb takes a drink right after saying that.
Somehow things just got really existentially dreadful.
We all know that.
Okay, so everybody needs to go, but the thing is we can't go because Sparkplug is blocking the exit. Okay. Shockwave is about to shoot Spike in the face, and he is saved by Brawn, who takes that shot in the chest, and thank God
Basically,
that he took Shockwave's first shot and not the second one, because the second shot
yes.
melted a steel beam in Brawn's hands, which goes to prove what I've been saying for years. Shockwave was behind 9/11.
Oh, he melted those steel beams.
Follow the money.
Cui bono. I will say Brawn gets shot in the same place that he gets shot in the movie and dies.
I think he's shot in the shoulder in the movies. I feel like this is
That
a
was
more
the shoulder.
lethal.
That was totally the shoulder.
We're backing it up because my daddy taught me good.
I think about that all the time.
It looks like he hit him in the ribs.
Indeterminate. I feel like I feel like maybe my theory was.
I think it's indeterminate.
Pretty
My
obvious.
theory was that he gets shot in that because I feel like he gets shot there a lot, and like maybe in the movie that's why he dies because that's now like such a deteriorating
they
part.
made that connection. They were like, "This is where we're going."
Of course not. These are my theories.
I think he's got a very bulky chest. Maybe his chest is just a strong place. He can take a hit in the chest, but the shoulder, maybe it was just a perfect random shot that just wouldn't kill a normal person, but they found this weird spot that went right through to his fucking spark. What do you think of that theory?
I love it.
Okay,
I'll buy that for $1.
so everybody's blocked in, but they're saved when Skyfire and Wheeljack and Trailblaker, they blow in a side door.
In a very cool explosion.
The explosions in this episode are
Top
fucking
notch.
amazing. They save the day. Skyfire goes full badass. For once, he kind of comes off as a weird, aloof peacenik through all the episodes he's been in. But in this one, he's just like
In this
fucking
one-
machine gunning everybody.
Yeah, he is everywhere and always down for it. Like, I love Skyfire in this one. I'm
Yeah.
like, is this why people like him? Because he has a real personality in this, and
Yeah.
he's fun, and he's, like, effective.
His swagger is back.
Yeah, it's great.
So he's blowing everybody away. A lot of great drawings, as we said. And then at this point, alert, Soundwave touches his dick and makes the report the Autobots are escaping.
This is another in a long string of situations where Shockwave lets everybody escape all the time.
See how the quality on the line. See how it's kind of.
I think they just threw a lot of. I think maybe it's like they're like a part 3. Let's put some budget into it. I don't know, but yeah, everything seems a little better.
The shaking of the backgrounds to indicate the
And the laser
explosion
blasts
action.
are cool. Yeah.
And just the way it there's a lot of anime aspects.
Yes.
To it, like just the dynamic, the
I
way
agree.
people show up out of nowhere all of a sudden and are just there. The way Soundwave touches his dickhead to alert the team. That's super anime. And just the design of Shockwave. He is such a cool,
Absolutely.
such a well
And this
designed character.
He's the best.
This Skyfire transformation coming up where Shockwave then turns into a gun and shoots after him is so cool. Like,
Yeah.
I know I just say that all the time, but it's so like
Absolutely.
it's super fast and looks so good.
This is a very iconic scene. You have Shockwave. He transforms into his gun mode, and it's a little nonsensical in that he fires and Shockwave is standing, or I'm sorry, Skyfire is standing right outside a doorway that he can very clearly walk out of. And what Shockwave says to him is,
You
turns into the gun, he fires, huge explosion, a very well animated explosion, I might add. And Skyfire is like, well, basically, I can now. And then to Ryan's point, he really dynamic transformation, turns into a jet mode, and flies right out. But he could have done that anyway.
Sure, he just maybe had to duck.
Right.
And he could have
I
gotten
was,
that.
I was just under the assumption that they just forgot to illustrate the door being shut or something like that.
Or just make it
Maybe.
being a wall.
Maybe so.
It's a very cool, iconic, dynamic scene. We transition to another scene on Cybertron.
Oh, yeah, we're right here at, 348. This background is the background I used for your character, Caleb, whenever I drew us as Transformers. On our website, on our
wow.
About Us section, I drew us all as Transformers, and this is your background right
Oh,
here.
thank you. Yeah, I love my background.
You and little, is that
Kenny.
Kenny?
Me and my little K. Yeah,
You call him Little K?
I did right there.
I'm going to make that a
Special.
thing
I
going
call him
forward.
Special K,
Aw.
Ketamine.
like ketamine, because
He's your drug of choice?
yeah.
Aw, family is your drug.
Yes.
I'm addicted to my family.
Yeah.
Is that why you're always snorting on him?
Just licking his fingers.
That's way weirder
like-
than what I said.
Sure is.
I don't know. They're both pretty fucking weird guys.
I actually love how weird your fucking kids are.
Thanks, Aaron.
I mean, I love how weird Ryan and my godsons are. Bro cells.
This part where Starscream and Thundercracker are standing in front of this door and it explodes, the way they get thrown out is
Yeah.
very funny to me.
And I don't think that's Starscream and Thundercracker. I think those are other rando
really?
seekers.
They get blasted out fast. Like,
yeah,
they just-
it's just very amusing. It made me laugh when I saw that. It did not even occur to me those would be other seekers, so that's why I wrote it down as that.
Yeah, yeah. The Autobots escape out of the hole that Ryan just mentioned being blown out of the Decepticon base. And, shit, fuck, ass, cunt. The Autobots take fire from
Cock,
several
balls.
turrets as they make their
Oh my
escape.
goodness.
I love the Tetrajets. So awesome to see
You
them
know, this is
again.
that was a cool shot.
Yeah, it's all cool. Like, again, like a lot of the foregrounds, backgrounds, parallax, scrolling. Yeah, it's all
It's
so
good
good.
shots. These are great. This whole scene is impressive.
They are
Very
chased
anime.
by-
Like, look at that.
Yeah, it's great. I even like the sketchy lines that are used on Wheeljack. The Tetrajets, there's some generic ones. They're chasing the team here. Skyfire, however, keeps them occupied and actually ends up downing them. At that point, some sort of auto car-based drones give chase
Cops.
to the Autobots on the ground. Jetfire says he'll...
I'll draw off their fire and rendezvous later. Good luck.
And I'm like, what fire? Because it never shows them actually
No,
shooting at
that's
these guys.
weird,
It
yeah.
only shows them chasing them as the rest of the crew sneaks its way to Wheeljack's lab. And these ground-based Decepticons, that's a whole worthless thing. Skyfire is supposed to take care of them, but they basically drive in Wheeljack's lab, and that's and that's how they lose them.
I think maybe there was some stuff that was cut, and because you see Skyfire say that, but it doesn't. Nothing happens. I don't know.
It's going to take a miracle for Wheeljack to figure out how to help Spike's dad, but maybe Bumblebee has something that can help out. This laser
has a
disc
laser
edition
disc.
of 1997 hit movie Donnie Brasco.
I had a Laserdisc player.
And you had Donnie Brasco.
I did. I had I loved. For those who don't know, a Laserdisc is basically it's a giant CD that had a movie on it, and it was basically a failed early DVD system. And the one I had, you had to flip the disc halfway through the movie because it was printed on both sides. They were like $40 to like
You still
$80
have-
a piece.
You had Road Warrior.
I had Road Warrior. I
Did you
had
buy that?
yeah, I had Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I had Hudsucker Proxy, Batman Returns, Reservoir Dogs.
Do you still have those?
Nope. I'm pretty sure they got stolen from me.
By what?
No, by
Allegedly.
You blame. Now we're gonna have to bleep that out.
Yeah, damn it. I can't. Yeah.
He's a great guy.
none of them are good. I wonder if I could get some Laserdiscs from like a pawn shop or something.
What do you want with it?
I don't know.
You have a
I
player.
just like to collect things. I'm starting to hoard.
Starting.
Shut your stupid face.
We need to start posting pictures of Ryan's basement
No.
on the Patreon.
You haven't been down there. Maybe it's real organized. Maybe I don't have a pile of Amazon boxes.
Because you're going to do something with them sometime, right?
You're gonna build
I've done.
you're gonna build
I do
a-
things.
you're
You don't
gonna-
know what I
you're gonna
do.
build a fort down there out of them. That's what's gonna
I'll
happen.
tell you what. I'm gonna build new friends.
You did pull that awesome bar that you had down there and put that upstairs.
That's upstairs. Yeah.
You snuck that up there while Wes was asleep, but now
Yeah.
she
Yeah,
likes
yeah.
it.
Well, he's motivated by. I mean, that's a bar. Like, I'd walk a mile for a camel. Ryan will lug a bar up
Single-handedly.
so he can drink upstairs. And
He was doing
I know, but the idea of Ryan drinking at a bar in his own house, he'll lug a bar upstairs.
that bar is cool. It is like straight out of Moonlighting.
It's a very 80s. It is like onyx and mirrors is what it is. It's basically
Yeah.
like black reflective surfaces and
it's
mirrors.
round.
It's pretty awesome.
It's inspired by that era of 80s design that was inspired by Art Deco.
Yes.
But it's flashy in that 80s Black Mirror kind of way.
like there should definitely be a Nagel.
like Scarface, like the movie
yeah,
Scarface.
yeah, it's very Scarface.
Florida.
Yeah, there should definitely be a Nagel painting behind it and like some glass blocks over to the right, which I definitely,
And a
I'm
pilot.
very into glass
and
blocks.
a pile of Coke on the bar.
Listeners, if you want to send me Coke, I will accept it.
Interesting.
American Coca-Cola?
No, it's the Mexican one with the sugar in it, the sugar cane. Okay.
What accent is that?
That was very nondescript Latin.
It sounded
Latino.
like Balky from Meepos.
Cousin Larry.
Don't be ridiculous.
I forgot the catchphrase.
I started watching Perfect Strangers. I can't remember if it's on Hulu or Prime. It's
Does it hold up?
It's not great.
Which one had the hotter girlfriend?
I don't think I even made it to the part. Well, no.
No,
I
they
can't-
started.
They were
getting
friends
down
with
on the
they
girls.
were friends with these girls.
liked-
They weren't boyfriend girlfriend.
I thought there was a thing.
I liked Balky's counterpart. I liked her better than.
I didn't get to the point where
Cousin
she
Larry?
even showed up.
For those who don't know, Perfect Strangers was a really weird show from the 80s where a character, a breakout character called Balky from the fictional country of
Meepos.
Meepos.
He was a goat herder.
He comes to America and lives with his cousin Larry.
In Chicago, I think.
Is that
Yes,
right?
that's
And
right.
I can't remember why. It was to America or Burst.
You remember a lot of this, actually.
I
The
liked the
intro.
show. And
It has an amazing theme song.
and they had both of their girls are good to go. I'm not mad at either. I can't choose. Not that I have
this
the
is a
right.
weird, like, you're like, yeah. How much for the women?
I
They
just
let-
remember
they let
as a
them
kid. I remember as a kid thinking they had attractive girlfriends. That's all.
Yeah, they're on TV.
and not to pit them against each other,
That
which is what I did.
Yep.
That Pinterest says perfect strangers. I hated their girlfriends. Quadruple exclamation.
I wanted click through. Balky all to myself.
Oh shit.
Oh damn! Somebody was wanting down on that Meepos.
I bet Bosom Buddies doesn't hold up either. That's the Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari vehicle where they pretend to be women so they can live in a building.
Did they get married in the same episode?
I think they got married.
They got married to.
I
the
gotta
girl.
say, if I get married again, I'm getting that Balky outfit. That's pretty sweet.
he
look
it,
great in it,
it
too.
looks like a
Matador.
bullfighter.
Yeah.
It's the traditional suit of
Man,
Meepos.
this took a real left turn.
Oh, God.
How did we even talk about Meepos?
I don't know how we got here.
Where we really are is Autobot headquarters.
No, we're still on Cybertron.
Are we?
Yeah, they're talking. There's the laserdisc.
All right. The laser disc that they're watching is detailing the whole slave thing. How did the Decepticons do it? Well, there's a little fucking chip in all these
Hypno
guys.
chip behind the dude's ear.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all we know about that. Now we go to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
If you want the ultimate, you've got to be willing
Oh
to pay
God.
the ultimate price. It's not tragic to die doing what you love. The Autobots are surfing this break hard.
Those surfboards are powered.
Are they?
They must be, because he talks about later accelerating on them. And also, you can't. This just isn't possible without powered surfboards. I mean,
Why surfboard?
because Prime says
Autobots, maintain speed and sail on.
Autobots maintain speed and sail on, which is a nautical equivalent, I guess, of like transform and roll out. I'm glad you paused it here at 6:03, where Blue Streak comes through freaking out, surfs past everybody else.
It's a weird sequence, among many weird sequences.
In a whole episode full of weird sequences, this is
Prime
up
is
there.
Prime is picking up something on his early warning scanner. Ironhide validates that whatever this is, it's the size of a mountain, and it's coming up right behind them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking tidal wave, guys, and like Miller's Planet, of course, in the movie we all love called Interstellar. It's as if the planet is rotating under you and the fixed wave is just slamming into you. But Prime has an idea. Stay calm and stay ahead of the wave. Use its power to drive them right into the Decepticons' camp. Why would he say that if these surfboards were powered?
But he also, right before that, says maintain speed. You can't maintain speed unless you are in control of the speed.
Well,
Maybe what he's saying is find the spot in the ocean that allows you to maintain that
Right.
speed.
I mean, you could fall off. And then
What?
If you don't maintain speed, you will fall
Yeah.
off.
you got to ride that wave.
Uh-huh.
Ride the snake.
Ride the snake.
Or pay the ultimate price. Speaking of Decepticon camp, guess what, assholes? We're at a power station. However, this one has been built by Dr. Arkville himself and by his slaves for the Decepticons. And they call it a sea funnel.
I like
Mhm.
it. I like it.
And
It's pretty cool.
and the idea is they will harness the power of the tidal wave to create thousands, they say,
Yes.
thousands of energon cubes. Megatron is concerned that a second generator has yet to be installed. However, Doc Ock he's concerned about the fact that Megatron wants it installed so quickly.
Here goes another move by Rumble.
Yeah, another
Rumble.
dick move by Rumble for no reason. Just trips this guy carrying some girders.
It's like a jock at school, man.
Yeah, it's at 6:49, and he just trips this guy who is, first of all, a slave, second of all, helping you. So what is? He's just being sadistic.
It's true, and I think it has to do with him being among the smallest of Decepticons. He probably gets picked on
He has a-
himself.
Short man complex.
He's a problem.
I think it's a little bit. He's a bully because he's been bullied. You know what he needs?
What?
Scientology.
Oh.
Ugh, nobody needs that.
Megatron is like, we need to get that other generator going, but Doc Ock is very concerned that the structure is not done, and this incoming wave is going to drown his slaves.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's actually some weird shit going on here. So if that's the case, why isn't he just evacuating the site right now anyway? That wave is coming right now, and they know it.
Great point.
Megatron commands Starscream to finish installing the generator. Again, Dr. Arkville is concerned that installing the generator is going to create a situation in which the slaves are caught in the tidal wave. Megatron orders the Doctor to avoid contact with Starscream.
Yeah, it's like, don't talk to my boyfriend. It's really weird. But also, we just kind of gloss over the fact they've built a starship.
Yeah,
They built a big cargo cruiser.
that looks exactly like their starship that's under the water.
Pretty very well. I mean, you go with the design, you know.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Why did he say don't talk to Starscream?
I don't know. Like I said, it just seemed like a weird jealousy line. It's just very strange,
Megatron just throws the turbine
which maybe you shouldn't do.
at Starscream.
That seems like a delicate instrument.
Get this done. It's a case of sometimes you shouldn't tell people not to do things because then it automatically makes them want to do that thing, because as soon as he says don't talk to Starscream,
He's like, maybe I'll talk to Starscream.
maybe he would make a reasonable ally. All right, the waves are... Whoa.
Sorry,
fuck
my
just
headphones
happened?
fell the fuck off my head. Which also, I got so excited because I'm like, spoilers, this team up goes nowhere. And then I'm glad you paused it here at 7 minutes and 44 seconds where Megatron is pointing, I believe, at Dr. Arkville at this point. But there's these 3 episodes are super Megatron pointing heavy. Like, he's pointing at everybody all the time.
Yeah. I feel like that Megatron just is a pointer.
It's true.
Ryan, I just realized your shirt's untucked, and I don't know what to do about it.
Yeah.
You never untuck your shirt.
You don't tuck in short sleeve shirts unless you're Homer Simpson.
I have tucked in short sleeve shirts.
You're a buffoon.
Have you ever worn a tie with a short sleeve shirt?
No, man. I'm not an insane person.
I'm surprised you wear short sleeve shirts. I'm surprised you don't have some sort of Amish thing against it.
Right.
You're Quaker.
You're a real Pennsylvania douche.
God, I got plenty of short sleeve shirts. I just don't usually wear them. I mean, I prefer long sleeve, but sometimes the office is hot.
Well, I'm glad they let you wear those short sleeves.
Let you wear them?
in the office. It must have been casual Friday.
Actually, I usually do wear a shirt and tie on Friday, not for any reason other than it just seems to happen that way.
Do you dress up the way you dress when I see you at the office?
Yeah.
So are you known as a bit of a dandy at the office?
I don't know. Nobody really mentions it, but maybe.
The way Ryan portrays his work is no one talks to him.
No, they know. They know not to.
That brings it full circle. It's like, don't talk to him.
Don't talk to him.
The thing that's weird about that is dressing in that way when nobody else dresses that way is it feels like attention-seeking behavior.
Yeah.
But yet you don't really want the attention. But what you want is people.
He does.
No, I don't.
He wants.
I
the
just like
attention.
dress. I dress the way I like to dress.
He wants the attention. But he doesn't want to talk to people.
Right.
I don't want the attention, nor do I wish to speak to people. I'm not dressing for other people. You lunatic.
I dress for other people.
I do. It just depends on the situation.
Also,
I'm dressed for you guys right now.
Columbia College Chicago dad shirt.
I want you guys to know I'm proud of my daughter.
I also basically have my earbuds in all the time, so that also helps people not to talk to me.
That's another weird thing that you wear earbuds all the time, which looks ludicrous in combination with your really nice suits.
I got to listen to my audiobooks and my
Gotcha.
podcasts.
All right. What do you listen to right now?
I just finished re-listening to Brandon Sanderson's Warbreaker, which is an excellent fantasy book.
Okay, it's fantasy. I didn't think you liked fantasy.
I usually don't, but I love Brandon Sanderson. I celebrate his entire catalog.
We'll come back to this at the end of the episode. The wave is coming in. It hits the turbines.
Can they handle it?
I don't think they do a good job of handling it, but Megatron at first is magnificent, stupendous, energy by the astroliter. The Autobots at this point, and what we see on screen is a lot of Energon cubes being filled up. The Energon, or the Autobots rather, they're approaching Megatron's new energy collector. They're riding the wave.
They didn't
in.
think that maybe we need to stop or slow down.
Yeah.
Prime is just like brace for impact.
Yeah, brace for impact, and then we go to commercial. So they're trying to build up some kind of tension about the fact that the Autobots might die here, I guess.
It's the whole pacing on this entire thing is very strange, and like there feel like there are no stakes until the very end. And like, hey, guess what? I have a real fucking problem with the end.
Well, we come back from commercial and we find that any worries we might have had are relatively inconsequential. Yes. Everybody's fine. Everybody's fine, and they're very ready to fight.
This is the part where so everything gets flooded.
They crash through the wall.
The fucking funnel couldn't take it, and there are all
At
these
least couldn't take the Autobots crashing through.
Sure. But then there are all these humans that are like swimming in the water, and like Dr. Arkville's slaves who are drowning and shit. And
just like he was worried about.
Exactly. The exact thing he thought was going to happen was going to happen. Megatron bugs out, and so the humans that are floating in the water, Aaron, and we talked about this earlier, but it really reminded me of the game Populous on Super Nintendo.
Oh, go on.
Well, it was a game that you played. It was one of the first games where you basically played a god and you built a world, like a civilization up from the ground up, and you played against an evil god, quote unquote. And there were parts where
I think you could be the evil god or opposing god.
but just opposing god, I guess I should say. But yeah, but you could cause natural disasters, or the opponent could cause natural disasters, and some of them were earthquakes that like sunk your island, and then you had all your followers just drowning, and you had to raise the land really quickly into a mountain to save them. But that's it just brought me back there.
Because you could drown people by lowering
the ground, yeah,
ground
and
into the water.
And it took me forever to find the name of that game because I know it as the kaboosh game, because that is a soundbite in the game, which I'll drop in. But
I can't remember, why would it make that sound effect?
Don't have any recollection of why
I
that
feel like,
happened.
You had to establish a sort of religious site of some sort, and I think when that happened,
Like a shrine, yeah.
it would go and then I don't remember the and
I think we just
I don't remember
combined
the
a bunch of
kaboosh
things.
either.
Yeah.
But I think every now and again, when you were lucky, you would do whatever sequence of events that would trigger all three
to
of those
happen.
audio sequences.
Yes. I love that game. I have that game.
There'll be a Black Mirror time in the future when all of our memories will just be on a hard drive, and we can access, not we, but our kids' memories will all just be on a hard drive.
I'm gonna have
accessible.
kids.
We, as in Caleb, the only one with biological children,
Bro cells.
where we record your memories into a hard drive for you to access at any point in time in the future and relive all of your personal failures time and time again, and hate yourself and probably end your life, but then you can upload your soul to another hard drive and keep living forever.
That's a B-side.
All right, Dr. Arkville.
He's hanging from a fucking spire.
Yeah. And he is dozens of feet over the ocean. He's screaming for Megatron's help, but as we saw in the scene right before this, Megatron has left. He's gotten in a ship, and he has, as Ryan boldly said, bugged out. Only Starscream is there to help him.
Comes out of the water like Jaws.
Turns out Megatron's through with Dr. Arkville, but Starscream isn't. Off they go.
Yeah.
I think that this scene and the scene we're about to see of Megatron in the ship has been flipped. I think that the intention of the show was to show the Megatron scene first. We're losing Caleb. He's got one eyeball closed.
He's
He
also 7 feet from the microphone.
He has one.
I don't have anything to say at the moment.
He has one full eyeball closed. We see Megatron in the ship. He believes Starscream is prepping for the next tidal wave back at the sea funnel. And I don't know why he would think that, because he just saw the sea funnel destroyed. Megatron also
I
makes
didn't even
clear,
catch that.
Megatron also makes clear that he is washing his hands of Dr. Arkville at this point.
Yeah, you're probably right, come to think of it, actually.
Here, we'll just first.
So, but also, wouldn't that mean he should have taken off before the funnel was destroyed?
Maybe. But also, yeah, I don't know why he would do that.
Megatron.
But he's saying Megatron come back, so that would indicate he would.
I am not.
That sting, I thought an
love
air horn was going off when I first heard that.
Energon cubes secured, leader.
Excellent. I've left Starscream behind to prepare for the next tidal wave. When its force is harvested,
No, I think it's in order.
Energon cubes we need to revitalize Cybertron completely.
What about the flesh creature, Dr. Arkville?
He is of no further use to me.
No, I think it's in order because basically they're just saying he's going to prepare for the next tidal wave, which implies they've already had the first tidal wave, which they did, and he had to be there to get the energy. So he saw the tidal wave come, and I think it's in the perfect right order.
But why would they think they're going to be collecting? This is a different issue. Why would they think they're going to be collecting energy when A, it was just damaged, and B, the Autobots are still fucking there?
I think the implication is Starscream's there to fix it.
But Starscream was under the water. He came up from under the water to grab Dr. Arkeville and was just like, we're done here.
It's just not good, I think.
It just seems, from a storytelling standpoint, you would have Megatron say, I'm done with Dr. Arkeville, then show the scene that shows the results of that, rather than showing the scene, the results of that, and then hearing Megatron say it. But more research needs to be done on this.
Definitely less. I didn't like this episode.
Wheeljack and the boys are... they're reporting back to Optimus Prime. They haven't rescued Sparkplug, but they have figured out how the Decepticons have taken over the minds of the humans. And they're going to field test it soon when they try to rescue Sparkplug again.
It basically builds a fog machine.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
We're going to spooky them to death.
I have a Masterpiece Wheeljack, but my version of him did not come with that toy. They released another version of the toy later that came with that, and I'm so fucking mad about it.
I bet you can get it.
I bet you're right. Spike, he gets he's antsy. He wants to get his father back. So he's sneaking around the Decepticon base, and he's running to go and try and find Sparkplug. But guess what? We got them some luminous
This is
knockers.
some very anime running that Spike is doing too, yeah. And yes, Shockwave has glowing tits.
Yeah.
Just like Prime in the first episode.
Nice.
That means he must be horny.
It does it?
Horny for murder.
None of any of that tracks.
Okay. Why am I the sexual deviant?
I don't
the
know.
Last couple episodes. This is out of character.
All that wassail.
All that creamy egg up in there.
Oh,
Is there
God.
some more of that? Let's
Oh,
get it.
creamy
Wow.
egg.
Wow.
That's the worst stripper name.
Ryan, we call them sex workers.
Yes. Dance sex worker, yes.
Dance sex worker.
Dance sex worker.
Dance sex.
That didn't work out right.
Spike is captured.
Mm-hmm.
Shockwave and Sparkplug tell Spike to reveal the location of the Autobots. Spike isn't giving up the information. Shockwave, he's going to go ahead and command Sparkplug to murder his own goddamn son with the Equalizer's pistol.
The Equalizer. Jesus Christ, that's a deep cut.
He had like a pistol with a silencer.
That's just a pretty obscure 80s show.
Yeah.
I like
Glad
it.
you got it.
Yep. I would. Okay, so this has been actually a plan of the Autobots to have I don't know. I guess he was a distraction for no good reason, and then so Wheeljack shows up with his fog machine, does the audio inhibitor thing, and brings Sparkplug around. I would have liked it. Sparkplug lowers his arm with a gun. I would have liked it if the hip in part of him coming out of it, there was a spasm where he just shot Spike in the face.
You would have liked that, huh?
Yeah, I would have loved it.
We just get to see Spike's brains splatter
Oh
out.
man, I just shot Spike in the face. They got to call the wolf.
This isn't dead Spike storage.
Wow.
Ugh.
Nobody felt good about that for
No,
some reason.
well, 'cause we
I
know
don't
the real-
I don't understand why.
It's not, who can say?
Not any of us, that's for sure.
I'll tell you who can say. Tarantino in every movie all the time.
Wheeljack and the gang, however, they show up just in time to keep Sparkplug from murdering his son. And there's the new device that Ryan mentioned. Everybody's fine. Sparkplug's back to normal. We embrace, but there's not much time for reunions here. We have got to get the fuck out of here, and the bots provide cover as the humans race out. There's more external turrets that pin the Autobots down, but Skyfire takes those turrets out and swoops in to save them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
No, all this is good. I'm waiting for the. I have
Sparkplug. Sparkplug is appreciative that everyone has done what they could to come and save them. Because you never quit on the ones. Because you never quit on the ones that you love.
Again, I think you totally could. Like the second time they steal your credit card information, you can quit on them.
What about whenever you see them standing in the rain?
Is this a Say Anything reference?
No, it's a reference to the song "I Saw You Standing in the Rain."
So a musical one. You're looking at me as if I'm gonna know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the kind of song I thought you'd know because of its wildness and its 80s-ness. I'll play it at the end. We'll use it as outro music. Very cute. Mushy but true, what Spike said.
Dad, it's like you taught me. You never quit on the people you love.
2/3 of the Autopod Decepticast feel that that's true.
The Decepticon jet lands in the jungle. Human slaves are loading all kinds of cubes up into that jet. This will be the final shipment to Cybertron.
Here's my problem, too, that just like 2 minutes ago we talked about for a while. Megatron says, I want the slaves to work faster. Where's Dr. Arkville?
Yeah.
Who
I
he
thought-
was just done with?
I thought you were done with Dr. Arkville. Mm-hmm. I also like how the weather is through
Really
most of the
calm?
episode. Yeah, it's usually Armageddon level terror, and then sometimes just a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and
also, how did the humans get to this ship? Did he just ditch
great
the scene
question.
alone?
They weren't in that cargo shuttle.
Not as far as I could tell. Also, where the hell is the energon that they're loading up coming from?
Man, this is just like falling apart.
And the real question is how the Autobots even know they were here, because that's what we see now, is that the Autobots out of nowhere hiding behind some fucking palms in the jungle here, and Cliffjumper wants to brashly attack, but Prime tells him they can't because they may hurt the humans. Somebody tell Blue Streak
Yeah.
and everybody else who's ever shot at a human to try and stop a Decepticon before. But Mirage has a plan. He turns invisible.
He turns black and white.
He turns black and white and then invisible, then walks towards the humans. Megatron is getting antsy. Work faster, slaves. He likes to say slaves as well. A lot of strange moments here. Megatron inquires where Dr. Arkville is,
Yeah.
as you just said. We overhear, or rather, he overhears Starscream plotting about 10 feet away.
Which also Starscream met up with him again?
Yeah, what Starscream has done is he's hooked Dr. Arkville up to some kind of machine to drain Doc Ark's mind energy.
This blew my mind because, okay, the plan is he's hooked Dr. Arkville up to a machine, and then he's trying to drain Dr. Arkville's mind power to make energon cubes.
And he thinks he can do that at the same scale that capturing lightning bolts or using ocean waves.
a tsunaami.
Right.
Why the shit did you think that would work?
Yeah, that was a really...
And why are you mad about it?
It was a really stupid idea. He's never going to take control of the Decepticons.
But also, it's such a weird one-off of like it's literally like a minute in the show, and it's just it goes nowhere. It means nothing.
Yeah.
And then they're
You think they're going to team up,
but they don't.
but it turns out no, Starscream's just going to try to squeeze his brain for some energy.
Maybe it's because he's smart. He thinks he has a lot of brain juice. I don't know.
None of that makes any sense. You could take all the slaves that they have, hook them up to a machine,
Yes.
and not get any brain juice. All right. Starscream could have done this right by the power plant where they just were, which is where he was supposed to be anyway, because Megatron said he was there to capture the next wave. But Starscream instead decided to fly Dr. Arkville 10 feet away from where Megatron is standing and then plot his crazy scheme to get all the energon.
And guess who overhears this and immediately kicks the shit out of Starscream?
That's Megatron. But before he terminates Starscream, we go to commercial. Christ.
Oh God.
You know what we could do? When we go to commercial, we could start reviewing little toy commercials or just watching a toy commercial and reacting. I wouldn't want to review it.
Caleb talked about that a little.
I started that. I covered a couple of commercials, but then I stopped doing it. But it's not a bad idea because some of those commercials are wacky. Like we did a He-Man one.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was fun. You picked up your He-Man, didn't you? You left it here.
Oh, I did leave it here.
Maybe that means I must have put it somewhere if you don't remember getting it.
No, I don't remember getting it.
Well, my He-Man now.
Asshole.
Just as Megatron is about to splatter Starscream, there is an emergency. Megatron, Skywarp here, calling you to say that the slaves are malfunctioning. They're carrying energon cubes off the ship. Did Doc Arkville betray him? No, it's just Mirage.
Mhm.
And although it is not clear at all what Mirage has done to divert the humans' pathway.
Maybe something to do with the fog machine, but he's not carrying it, so I don't even know.
They haven't even unleashed the fog machine. Wheeljack and those guys aren't even on the planet yet.
Oh, God, you're right.
These guys are still slaves.
Look at Megatron's face. We feel the same way. He's just like, what? Like, he doesn't understand either.
I don't know. I don't get what all we see is that the slaves are now. Some of them are. It's like they're going into the ship.
Maybe
carrying Megatron.
Mirage
and
just
then walking
turned them
back
all
out of the ship.
like 90 degrees.
Oh, he's just standing there,
Or 180
by
degrees.
hand,
Yes.
flipping them in the That's the only explanation. But Mirage does what we've seen him do in other episodes, which is as soon as he's had a little minor victory, he reveals himself while
like a real douche.
while he's in the thick of danger.
He's still standing in the cargo bay area of the Decepticon shuttle,
Right.
and just gets fucking straight up shot in the back by a rumble.
Yes.
If I was Mirage, I would just be invisible all the time.
Just checking out
Like a
titties.
creep. Oh, God.
I think everything's coincided.
Yep. There is okay, so right here at like 1702, Prowl says we're outnumbered, but they are not at all.
No, they're at least evenly matched. If,
If not, yes, if not outnumbering the Decepticons.
Yeah. We get into a battle here, a full-on battle sequence. Megatron says, "A fool's ploy, Prime." But it's a fairly standard battle. Prime says, "Hang on a minute here. I just want to play this line. Let me find it."
You're not pushing slaves around this time.
You're not pushing slaves around this.
Why did that tickle
I don't
you?
know. It's just weird to hear everybody talking about slaves.
it did strike me as odd because Optimus really in that situation said, "You're not pushing people around or whatever."
Right.
But he's acknowledging that they're slaves. Hey, stop pushing slaves around.
I mean, that's what you do with slaves.
That's kind of the whole deal.
Anyway, it's a very weird line.
The whole episode, we've just realized that Optimus has a completely weird, wrong perception about slaves.
It's just so weird to hear the word slaves so much.
What if after they're
Yeah.
freed, he still says,
Unfortunate.
these slaves are my friends," or
Like he just thinks it's the name of a group of
Right,
people.
right. Like, "You slaves are free now."
Here's the thing: there's nothing weird or non-PC about the word
No.
slaves. It's just a word that means what a person is or what has happened to a person in terms of being enslaved. But it feels so weird to hear it so much. still,
Yeah,
all the
totally.
time.
Totally. And I mean, it also it's a real because it brings up so many thoughts in your mind when you hear the word slave of then you just think about American slavery and slavery throughout history.
Well, sure, but I'm expecting Optimus say sometime in the future after it's over with, he runs into Sparkplug, and he says, "Sparkplug, how are the slaves doing?" They're not slaves anymore. What?
I don't think you know what slaves are.
All right. Well, we're like you said, Ryan, Prowl said that they were outnumbered. Don't think they are. He suggests a retreat for regrouping. He believes they need reinforcements. It doesn't matter if we're right or wrong because Skyfire, Wheeljack, and the gang are back.
Skyfire is a huge value add for the Autobots, and it's unfortunate because I think we're about to not see him be in episodes anymore because of the legal issues. He just goes away.
I think there's a few more.
I know. I think there's a few
I think
more.
there's an animation. It's not an animation error. There is a scene where he lands in robot mode and then opens up a panel on his dick and everybody comes out of it. We're looking at the scene where Wheeljack has just brought his...
It's Independence Day.
He's says it's Independence Day.
I liked that line. I
Oh,
thought it was good.
hell no.
I thought it. Is that your Will Smith? I thought it was good. I liked that line. It made me happy.
I mentioned this to you guys earlier, but the slaves that drop the energon cubes
Yes.
and are free, these are not your typical slaves
No.
that you've been seeing.
They're not your union workers.
Well,
These
yeah,
some
we've been seeing-
strange-looking people, and one in particular, something is wrong with this slave's
Is
mouth.
Is that a mouth or a mustache?
It's a whole mouth.
It's a mouth.
Okay. Hang on,
Oh,
I'm
we're
go
definitely
ahead
gonna
and
put a
pause it.
screen grab of this up, but like
It's weird.
this dude, he looks like a
like-
human version of the Grimace combined with Where's Waldo.
What's wrong
That's
with
a
this
mouth.
What the fuck?
He has this mouth like a Muppet. Like it's like if you take like a child who takes lipstick and covers their entire mouth with it.
It makes no
that's what it
sense.
looks like.
It looks like
It makes no sense.
a Sambo drawing that
Yes.
they decided to make white.
Yes. Also, if you'll
It's
notice,
very
before he
odd.
drops that energon cube, the energon cube makes his torso see-through. You can see the jungle behind it. If you like, look at it when he's holding it in his chest. That's as if his body doesn't exist.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's going on? Look at that. What's going on?
Yeah. It's
Yeah, these look like
His
characters from
pants are
another
weird.
show.
Yeah, so what we're getting at here is that previously all the slaves have been wearing the same outfit, which is a rendition of the spark plug outfit, which is a rendition of the rig workers outfit. They've all been dressed like roughnecks, but they're not all roughnecks. They just all happen to be wearing the same outfit. Now they all look like college kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're wearing polos and various button-ups and T-shirts.
This dude in the foreground is a Zoftig gentleman who is wearing a striped blue shirt and khakis, but has like these weird. He has John Lennon glasses, and like I said, like he has a clown mouth.
Yeah.
And so they run away.
I thought it was supposed to be a goatee for a
Those
second.
are now
but there's no way.
are now free slaves.
Yes.
The slaves are free, and we've seen hundreds of slaves working for these guys, but right now it's only 5 of them
Yeah.
that are running away. Megatron, he flips into gun mode
And fires himself.
fires his goddamn self.
Although that shouldn't be surprising. I mean, he does do it in the intro.
He should never have anybody hold him if he doesn't need it.
Sometimes you like to be held.
Yeah, it's true. I'm with Ryan on that one.
Rumble busts out some earthquake skills right behind Bumblebee. Bumblebee Tarzan swings out of the way, then swings back towards Bumble, kicking him in his own trench.
Mm-hmm.
That happened. Then comes time for Megatron and Prime to settle things. You're gonna get some of that classic Prime Megatron banter.
Yes,
Megatron points out that Prime has bigger problems, Cybertron, and all the shitty Earth weather that comes with it. That's coming right around the corner here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then Prime says,
That tidal wave will destroy human life across the face of the globe. It won't do us any good either.
which is not possible.
I don't think Optimus is very intelligent.
That's blasphemy, Caleb.
I'm concerned about all of these slaves.
Prime reminds Megatron that it's his problem as well, but it really isn't. Megatron ditches his team. Megatron takes the fuck off in his Starscream, in his starship rather, and his team follows.
Mm-hmm.
A wave is cresting that is destined to kill all of humankind.
Mm-hmm. And then we get some more Witwicky super strength where Spike picks up Prime's rifle.
Mm-hmm. The team deduces that an explosion equivalent to 10 billion
God.
astroliters of energy is what's going to be needed to quell this wave and get really, it's about getting Cybertron out of Earth's orbit
Yes.
and saving the Earth. That just happens to be exactly the Energon Cube equivalent in Megatron's ship.
So they just shoot at it.
They fire away.
Yeah, they
Megatron or Spike loves to fire Autobots' guns. He had
It is weird because
Jazz's
like
gun early on.
well, that's the whole thing is like Spike just shoots the gun and then Prowl starts shooting also, and then everybody just starts shooting, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess that's the plan. I hate this part.
That's all you got to do. The team fires away. Megatron's ship is destroyed. For a moment, all the horrors of Earth are seeming to kick back up, but as Cybertron comically moves out of Earth's
It is fucking
orbit,
booking it.
everything calms down. Aw, shucks, I was hoping to try out my boogie board.
Okay. I'm not going to go into the science of this because I'm so tired of but that's certainly not. First of all, equal and opposite reaction. If you're pushing Cybertron away, the same thing would happen to the Earth. You'd push the Earth out of orbit. Also, it makes the tidal wave stop, which is not how tidal waves work at all. I hated this episode.
Just because of the physics or all the dubious
I like the
story holes?
The end didn't help anything. It made me angry.
Because you're the physics guy.
It's just so ridiculous. It's so lazy.
Well, let's close this out. It's all over. It's in fact, it's a pretty good day indeed. You got your dad back. Cybertron's gone. The Earth is safe. Megatron is finished. But we go into space. We see past the wreckage of Megatron's ship.
Mm-hmm.
He floats. He's still functioning, ready to be avenged.
I did like that part, I will say, because it was very movie-like. Like him floating in space and damage like that.
Now-
It reminded me of the movie.
Has there ever been any discussion? Does this mean now that Cybertron is closer to Earth than it used to be?
Great question. I haven't watched ahead. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
I mean,
mean,
by definition, yeah, it
it's
has
like-
to be.
Now it's like almost
Like it's Mars.
or a little closer. It's whatever. I would think that it would be a lot easier to get to now moving forward.
You're right, because there's no space bridge that they pushed it back through or anything.
No, they exploded it away.
It didn't come from didn't it come from another galaxy?
That's what it says
Well, the
in
space
some of
bridge.
the materials, but yeah,
Not
through
anymore.
the space bridge. Yeah.
Wait, yeah, whether it was in this galaxy or another one, it was pulled in through the space bridge.
Yep.
And
So now it's in the solar system.
so it's definitely that would have what kind of repercussions could that have?
It would have significant ones, like just because it's. I mean, if it's enough to affect the gravity, to affect the planet Earth like that. I mean, depending on what happens to it, but it's certainly now not going to. I mean, I don't even. I'm so tired of even thinking about it, but it would obviously have gravitational problems for anything it passes near.
What if they had brought it in through a space bridge hole in about the distance away that Mars is? What would that have had an impact? How would that have impacted? If it was
Probably
brought
only
in around Mars.
I mean, it would impact Mars.
Sure, but so that size, that mass of a new thing being brought into our solar
Good
system
question.
wouldn't impact Earth.
Let me put it this way: they did have a question about this of in some of the materials of having Cybertron be rocket powered, and it would be on the opposite side of the sun from Earth. That actually would pretty much work. You'd still have it would still cause some turbulence with the planets, but not enough because of the gravity of the sun is so great that if you're on opposite sides and revolving around the sun at the same speed, that would. I don't have a problem with that. That would probably work.
Okay, but that's not what happened.
Nah.
All right, this episode's over. Hey,
Fucking
hey everybody!
God. So mad.
I think it's time to join us.
In the real world.
All right. Ultimate Doom Part 3 aired November 17th, 1984 in the American Top 40. It was Wham's Wake Me Up Before You Go Go. We actually talked about this before because since since this aired out of order, we tend to jump back and forth, and this was actually their first week at number one was November 17th.
Was this Wham's first big hit, or did they have hits before this?
I think they had hits before.
I can't answer that question.
When did the song was "Wake Me Up Before You Go" before or after "All That She Wants"? "All That She Wants" is a better song.
All
That
I can
song-
think of, all that she wants is
I'm gonna
Ace
say-
of Base
I'm going to say
song.
that All That She Wants was
First?
Was first.
probably.
Um,
It's a little more subtle. It's a little less '80s crazy in your face.
Number one at the movies was Missing in Action, starring Mr. Chuck Norris.
Oh wow!
And I never saw this one, but basically it's a pre rip-off of Rambo First Blood Part 2.
Huh?
The concept was based on a treatment written by James Cameron in 1983 for Rambo. Cannon produced and released the first two missing in action films 2 months before Rambo: First Blood Part 2 came out in order to avoid copyright violation because basically they stole the idea.
Did he get paid on both movies? Did James Cameron write First Blood Part 2?
I don't know if what became that movie, but he did he wrote the original sequel to it. I don't know if that was what became Rambo: First Blood Part 2. The plot is Colonel Braddock, who escaped from a Vietnamese prisoner of war camp 10 years earlier, returns to Vietnam to find American soldiers listed as missing in action during the Vietnam War. The film was followed by a prequel, Missing in Action 2, The Beginning, in 1985, and a sequel, Braddock, Missing in Action 3, in 1988. Chuck Norris, in addition to Charles Bronson, was one of Cannon's biggest stars of the 80s. On a budget of $2 million, this film made $23 million at the box office, so it was a huge hit for Cannon.
That's good.
A little bit of just some quick trivia. In November of 1984, Bobby Sue Turrell, a woman with a history of self-harm and mental illness, became a night supervisor, registered nurse at North Horizon Health Care Center in Florida, where she became an angel of death and murdered 12 elderly patients in less than 2 weeks by injection and asphyxiation. Fun fact about Ms. Terrell, the move to Florida was precipitated by an event where she lost her nursing job for exhibiting odd behavior, including stabbing herself in the vagina with a pair of scissors because she was frustrated at her inability to bear children. She was convicted of 4 murders and sentenced to 60 years of imprisonment and died there in 2007, the same year that Michael Bay's Transformers movies came out.
Whoa. That was a ride. Damn. Whoa.
I'll give some credit. That comes from a book called Serial Killer Trivia by Michelle Kaminsky.
Good Lord. That was a wicked ride.
Yeah.
Caleb, it looked like you were doing the research. What came out first? All That She Wants or Wake Me Up Before You Go?
The song I was thinking about was called Bad Boys.
Oh.
Bad Boys. You know,
That's a good
that was
song,
83. I actually think that those other songs, Wake Me Up and all That She Wants or whatever it's called, those came out at the same time essentially on the same album in 1985.
Oh, really?
Well, it couldn't have been 85.
Oh.
At the end of 1985.
I was wondering why you keep saying that because all I was thinking was Ace of Base.
Here's the thing. At the end of 85, the U.S. Billboard charts listed Wake Me Up Before You Go as the number 3 song and Careless Whisper as the number 1 song.
Everything She Wants is the name of the song you're talking about.
Sorry.
Yes. So it would appear then that Wake Me Up Before You Go then somehow surged into number 1 during that period of time.
Was the album called Make It Big?
Yes.
Okay, Make It Big. You're right.
It
It is on the same album.
I like
Okay.
I like that song a lot.
I do.
This is
not
like a
this
live
song.
thing.
Probably Top of the Pops.
All right, well, I thought that was going to be more exciting than it is. Do you like this song, Ryan?
No, I do not like this song.
1985 behind them.
Do you like the Eddie Murphy song Party All the Time?
Yes.
Why don't you like Everything She Wants?
Does it matter?
Does
I just don't
anything
think
matter?
it's just not interesting. It's too slow, I think.
Anyway,
Everything She Wants is better than Jitterbug.
Great.
It just is.
I don't care.
That's going to be our new outro. Maybe it's time to visit our friends from the grave. We can.
I'm the ghost of the iconic moment.
You know, I will say I do love the first minutes of this episode where the Autobots are fighting on Cybertron. That whole sequence where they break out is like, and then it's with Skyfire coming through the wall. I just loved it. And it just goes downhill from there.
Yeah, it's a strong episode up front.
Yeah,
It's
and
front-loaded.
this episode and this miniseries gets worse the longer it goes on.
Mm-hmm.
The animation was better at the start of the episode.
Definitely.
As well. All those images of Shockwave, like shot from underneath, and just
Good.
such a great, well-designed character. And it feels like they didn't waste a single drawing of him.
Yeah.
He looks good. He's fun to draw, I'm sure.
Yeah. We got them LED
Titties.
bosoms.
Yeah. Wipe out.
I think we're out of segments. Do we have anything else?
Well, we do script deviations, but there aren't any.
Oh,
There are no script deviations. At least, like, this, I kind of was, by the time I finished watching this and doing the research, I was kind of sick of this episode.
Yeah.
So I skimmed it. I skimmed the script, but I didn't see anything interesting or different.
I must have been sick of everything too because I didn't do a next episode segment.
Wow. We did not like this ending.
Also, I had to do this all very like last night. when
Yeah,
I
me
was up
too.
Really late,
Excuses. It's okay,
just haven't had time.
guys, listeners. We've been doing this now for a few hours. We're tired.
We're low energy at the end of this.
The time is 12:40 a.m. The date is December the 7th.
Oh, Pearl Harbor Day.
Yeah, Pearl Harbor Day
What time did the attack take place?
in the morning.
It was early morning.
Oh shit! What were you doing? Where were you?
But it was Hawaii, so it would have been like late night for the
That's
States.
true. I wasn't doing anything.
No.
I wasn't doing shit.
Or no, it would have been, it's opposite. Hawaii's to the west, so it would have been, fucking,
They-
who cares?
It's
Yeah,
late-
they're
it's
early.
later here.
Yeah, it's later here.
Yeah.
It would have been actually. It might have been evening
It might have been,
or late afternoon.
or, yeah, fucking what? It was like 8 hours later.
Yeah. Anyway, Pearl Harbor. It was like 78 years ago, I think.
A day that will live in infamy.
I ben Bologna.
Mommy.
We are just slap happy.
Holy
Hey,
shit.
everybody. Thank you, first of all, to all of our Patreons that support us. If you would like to be among our posse of Patreon pals, please join us at Autopod Decepticon. What?
You did so well with all those P words.
I know.
And I don't even have that in the script.
I think you've used up all your words for the day.
Autopod.
Patreon.com/Autopod Decepticast.
There you go.
And please continue to listen.
Apodcast.
God, I just don't know.
Just search for Autopod Decepticast Patreon. You'll find it.
Maybe. Please continue to listen on all of the platforms: Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, Spotify, whatever your platform of choice is. It's likely that we're on there. Please leave us a like, a review, all the stars. That's what's preferred.
5, please.
If you're British, sometimes you hold us to a higher standard.
Apparently.
Whatever feels right. Follow us on all our social media. We got the Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram, all of them, APOD Decast. I don't know if that's a Bill Cosby impression. I think it's just a me tired impression.
Yes.
And, of course, our web presence, autopoddecepticast.com. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Have a happy new year.
Yes. Happy holidays. Happy New Year. See you in 2020.
I hope the holidays have brought you all the joy.
Hope everything good happens to you and nobody else. Bye.
Bye. This was a terrible. We had delicious Chinese food after cursing out a Jimmy John's employee. I can't wait to tell Melody about that. Maybe.
We might have that on tape. And Mike Seibert was
He was
witnessed that meltdown. That should be an extra, probably.
I know to him, from his perspective, what he saw was me just being a total dick to a Jimmy John's employee, which is true. I did do that. But he has none of the prior story of how you called, we placed an order, the guy was a dick to you, he put you on hold for 5 minutes, then you hung up after being on the phone for 5 minutes.
He called me back.
Oh, he called you back.
And questioned why I hung up on him.
Right. And then what did he say to you?
Well, I said, well, I didn't hear anything for a couple of minutes, so I hung up, and because I thought something's wrong. He goes, well, I did say hold, please. I did say hold, please. So he was like calling me out on why.
That's not customer service. You say
It was fucked up.
you say, I'm sorry, I should have got back to you a little sooner, because you don't keep people on hold for that
I didn't
long
hear
at a
anything.
restaurant.
I thought maybe he hung up or forgot about me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, wow! Look at these glasses.
Okay, the drinks are appearing in front
look
of
at
us.
These. There are cinnamon sticks.
But then,
That's okay.
just to go on about this Jimmy John's thing for a half a second. Also, when you called, eventually he called you back. He was a little bit rude to you, and
then he said, we don't deliver out there. And I know they deliver out
have.
there,
Yeah,
which is here
100%.
because they do it all the time. So then I ordered through the app, and then it might be our fault that we didn't answer the door. But then when I called back, and I called the driver, and then he took the phone from the driver's hand and said, we deleted your order. You're going to have to order
Cancel it, yeah,
again.
online.
Yeah. And I wasn't going to do that.
You know, so then we.
So whose fault is this? Ours a little bit.
Um,
But that guy was a total dick.
I don't think we're going to probably get Jimmy John's from them anymore. Hey, Ryan.
And I don't think we're going to get Jimmy John's as a sponsor either.
Bro Cells is the sponsor of Autopod Decepticast. Yes, 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 yes.